in this dream, but I can't tell you the things that I've seen. I'd leave it behind if I could just change her mind. I can't believe the things that you were telling me, but something deep inside makes me feel this really isn't a paradise. Familiar to me, did you cross over an eternity? We're both so alone, a warmth that we'd never known. So stay with me before our world starts crumbling. 'Cause something deep inside makes me feel this really isn't a paradise. I'm falling asleep. All the promises that I meant to keep, the sweetest of dreams. Where's my life just taken from me? If I return, if I could change from what I've learned, we'd never have to hide. Everything would be alright in this paradise. Over time, most things fade away. Isn't that right? All of the memories dissolve it all. The sunshine, the breeze all go by. No matter how big it is, its time will come. It will be reborn as something new. The full moon, bright balloons. Only my feelings will never grow. Swallow, so that's me. Non-stop love song, follow you wherever you go. I can't wait to catch up before the sun sleeps. Not if you're short of breath. I'm the disaster of passion. All you need to know is one or two things or a few. I'm alone, but I'm not alone. You know that, right? Trees and rain, now and then. I can't live without that friend.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the Mid-Month Podcast. It's been a while since anyone's seen my face, right? Alright, so we are going to be checking out some games and looking through some of the games that are coming out over the rest of the month. I am not going to run this like a normal podcast where it's going to take 3 hours. But we are going to do the same format where we review games, check out games, and, go through everything like that. But I'm going to get Silver in here since it's only going to be a two-man show for this podcast, I guess. And, let's get her going. Hello, Silver. Yes, it's a two-man show. He lives and it is not a bot.
Just you and I.
I know, man. I think this is the least amount of people I've ever done the podcast with. But, that's fine. Like I said, it's a mid-month one. It's only for if we have a lot of stuff to cover, which in this particular month I do, and Silver has a couple things. So, Silver, why don't you go first? Or should both of us just talk about Jupiter Hell?
Why not?
Okay, cool. That works out for me.
Let's kick it off then.
Okay. Jupiter Hell. Okay.
It's one hell of a game.
As Ava said, she didn't like it.
I understand, but now that I finally got the gist of how it works, yes, I am actually enjoying it. And yeah, Tim, you were definitely right. It's so much better with the controller. I just had to change a few of the key bindings and I'm golden. I will definitely play through it to finish it.
It's like I started playing it with a keyboard, and once you try it with a controller, you're like, I'm never going back.
I totally didn't enjoy playing with the keyboard.
It'd be one thing if it had mouse support with the keyboard, then I could see like both of it working, but without that, the controller is just way better.
Yep, definitely. And I will say that getting used to the environment, getting used to how enemies approach you, how you can use cover definitely is useful. You can tell when you're in cover. When you encounter an enemy, you will see like a green overlay over whatever you're in front of.
Yeah.
And that means you'll get like a defense bonus to whenever an accuracy debuff for them and a defense bonus for you.
Yeah.
Works vice versa as well.
At first, it seemed impossibly hard, but once you get the hang of it and figure out, you have to reload after you run out of bullets, especially with the shotgun. You gotta shoot, reload.
Yeah. I was gonna say, take your time. It's not a run and gun game. Take your time. And there is also a wait button. If you left click on the left analog stick, you can basically wait in place. So you don't have to go to enemies, you can have them come to you.
Yeah,
but I mean only if they know you're there. Because otherwise you just wander around the map like fucking chickens without their heads on.
Actually, it reminds me of that game that the Air Razor had me play on a marathon stream we did a while back. What was the one, that free-to-play game where you try and get all the hot girls in hell?
Oh, bloody hell. I can't remember. It's been quite a while. Shit, yeah, I can't remember, unfortunately.
Yeah, because you try and basically bang all the people in hell by going through puzzles. Helltaker, that's it. Ava got it. Yeah, it works on the same. It works on the same function as Helltaker. With Helltaker, every move you make, they make a move. That's how Jupiter Hell works. They don't move if you don't move, unless you hit the wait button. But
yep.
But yeah, I mean, once you get into the rhythm of that and remembering to reload, it was like Undertaker. You will rest in peace. Yeah.
Anyway.
But no, I actually, once I got into the hang of it, I played a little bit of it yesterday. I'm sorry, guys, about yesterday as well. I wasn't going to take yesterday off, but literally the internet went out 4 times. So I was like, I'm just not risking it. And I told you, sorry.
And
I ended up sleeping for 14 hours last night. So,
Hey,
but
truth
you-
be told, I needed the sleep too, Tim. So I don't blame you.
it's all right. Yeah. But yeah. I would say like it's full release now. It's not in early access, so if you're into this, okay, let me preface this to say, if you're okay with this type of game, then it's an 8 out of 10. It just might not be for you. This is a game that it's probably going to be something you like or something you don't. You know, like, for me and Silver are okay with it. Abe is like, nah, well, that's the type of game it is. It's not going to be for everybody. It's definitely not going to be one of those games.
I basically managed to finish Callisto, which is the first, like, moon, I guess, because Callisto is one of the moons
Yeah.
of Jupiter. I managed to finish through that, and now I'm on Europa. And from what I've gone through, that entire hour and 12 minutes of a run, yeah, okay, so Callisto is easy.
Comparably.
Comparably to maybe the rest of the game, on regular difficulty or whatever the hell it was, it felt easy to me. I don't know why, but maybe I just got lucky. I have no idea. Maybe I just got lucky because I managed to find Deagle, I managed to get some better weapons. But hey, this is just the start of the game. I have no idea what the hell is up next, but I'll get back to you next podcast.
Yes, which
Which
will be in like maybe 2 weeks or a little less. So I do want to clarify this a little bit. The podcast is going to be broken into half a month, but the first podcast of the month, like when we do it towards the first of the month, like that will be the main one always, right? This is the reason we're going to have guests or whatever on this one, is because it's basically I'm covering so many games now with codes and everything else that a podcast on only the first of the month or the first week would be like 4.5 hours long. And I don't think anybody wants to sit through that. So, you know, me taking like the games I'm looking forward to, breaking that into half a month, the games I'm reviewing, breaking that into half a month, and giving other people an opportunity to be on the podcast if they desire to do so, whether it be AirRaiser, because I imagine he'd like a chance at some point, or, you know, people that I've talked to, the Viking, one of our new members, Viking, I talked to him about it. I've talked to Vampire Toy about it. I've talked to a couple other streamers about it. So probably by next month there actually will be a guest in this spot. It's just I'm so far behind on everything. And as you mentioned, Ava, yes, I have to send you the schedule and games and stuff, because I need someone to help me schedule because I'm falling behind incredibly bad. And you know, real life shit doesn't help either. But what do you say? I say 8 out of 10 on this one.
Yeah, I mean, the controls are smooth, the gameplay is good. So yeah, I'd probably say 8.
Ah. Alright, so for the rest of them, I'm going to go from the game I didn't like to the game I liked the most. Which is kind of hard because I pretty much liked every game I played this month so far. At least the ones I'm going to review. But I'll let you go next, Silver. You got any more?
Yes, Death Trash.
Okay.
I played at least 5 hours, and since the game is not finished yet, please keep that in mind. I can't give it, above a 7. But I'll tell you from what I've experienced first and foremost. Just like I promised. Right, so the game starts you off in like this underground bunker. You are thrown out of the bunker, and this is where the tutorial area begins, because you have something in you that's an unknown entity or whatever. It causes you to puke every so often, and you can puke on command, and it's disgusting, but it's one of the game's unique mechanics, believe it or not. You can also use the puke to fuel certain systems if you don't have necessary energy batteries or whatever the like. The combat is the typical isometric third-person shooter. Just very similar to like original Fallout way back in the day. If you disabled the if you had basically had it on continuous turn-based, but instead of using action points, you basically just attack on the fly. Now, dodging, the dodging with the hit detection does need a little work. I've like been hit where I shouldn't have been hit. There's no invisible frames either, so you've got to really time those blasted dodges. And I've actually hit, with like one part of the storyline, I've actually hit like a roadblock where I can't continue the story quest because it's not developed further yet. So I'm looking forward to see where it goes, and I believe it is actually the main quest because I only have side stuff left to do. I'm like, I wonder how much is actually in the game itself, but I also did encounter an enemy with a rocket launcher. Fuck enemies with rocket launchers, they can insta-kill you. But I get it, it's a rocket launcher.
Yeah, I was gonna say, rocket launchers usually equal death.
I managed to kill the bastard though after like save scumming about 10, 12 times. No, I am not kidding. I had to load the game back in 12 times because of each of my attempts to kill him failed. That bastard. So yeah, now I'm in like the second part of the world map. I've like scoured the first part of the map, and it feels very Fallout-like. Original Fallout, like Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics. It's very nostalgic, even for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've played those games a little, but not as much as I should have. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying what I've seen so far. And holy crap, this weird flesh, this meat and flesh everywhere. It's gross, and apparently these creatures, these large creatures like the flesh kraken that you actually see in the beginning of the trailer, that's one of what is known as a titan, one of the gods per se.
Oh.
I've only encountered two of them. Two of them are a part of the second one that I've encountered is a part of the story where it's, I don't know if I should spoil it, but I think it might actually be in the trailer. It's basically a head floating in a sea of blood.
Oh yeah. That's in the trailer.
Yeah, that's an integral part of a story, and you like can communicate with the beasts, the animal beasts, these creatures, if you invest in the animalism skill. But also you get something story-wise to be able to communicate with the Titans. Actually, it's so bizarre. This game has quite an interesting theme to it, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to see where this goes, because at the moment I'm just like, this is fucking wacky shit. I mean,
I think the game promotes itself as wacky shit.
yes, and developer, sorry, excuse me, it's all done by one dude. Fucking props to what you've done so far, mate. And I'm definitely looking forward to more. But
Yeah.
do take your time, please. Don't rush, please. There are like side stuff that I can do, so I'm in no hurry.
Listen, it will probably still come out of early access before Secrets of Grindia, so it's fine.
Ooh, ouch.
So we've only been waiting for Secrets of Grindia for about 6 years in early access. So.
Right. Well, thankfully the developer is not giving a roadmap. Good. Don't do that. Don't do what many other developers have done and can't seem to stick to the blasted roadmap. Don't do that.
But I do want to say this about Secret of Grindia though. I have a feeling for all the shit I'm giving it, like when it comes out, it's gonna be fucking awesome. But
it better be.
Yeah.
I've gotten to like the third act, I think. I'm in a snowy area. I don't remember anymore. It's been so long since I last played the game. But I've gotten to that point, and I stopped playing there because I was like, okay, I don't really want to go too far ahead because.
I made that mistake with Crosscode. When I played Crosscode in early access, like I played as far as I could, and then when it came out full release, it took me forever to get back to it. Because I had already played it to that point, and I didn't want to start all over again.
Yeah, and I had to start all over again because I was like, okay, apparently due to the updates, your old saves are going to be very buggy and stuff. So I was like, okay.
That'd be a nice recommendation, right?
Okay, I'll start all over again. But yeah, Death Trash, excuse me. I apologize for confusing the name. There's something else that I saw that had Wish in it. Death Trash, a 7.
7? Alright.
It's a feckin' 7.
Alright, next one I'm going to talk about is Mech Armada.
Hey. Isn't it the game that Ray brought up?
Yeah, it's the game. Well, I brought it up. Ray actually bought it after he watched me play it.
Oh, nice.
But yes, very cool game for people that like mechs. As I said the first time, you're getting a surprise guest. Uh-oh.
You can't just bring this up and not expect me to.
Okay.
It's the mighty Ray. He has blessed us with his presence.
But no, this game's really cool. I had a lot of fun with it myself. I didn't get very far because, you know,
Yeah.
when you're learning to play something on stream, it's not always a good idea.
Yeah. That's usually
Especially when
why.
it doesn't hold your hand.
Yeah,
It takes some trial and error.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I usually
Mostly
try
error.
tutorials and stuff.
But what did you think about it, Ray, since you're here?
I've been having a blast with it. It's quite challenging, as you've experienced yourself there, Tim. But yeah, once you kind of figure out how to get going and how to get further, it's pretty fun. Though it does feel like you're kind of relying a lot on the random rolls you get for parts.
Yeah.
But there's some fun parts you can get too.
Well, see, that's my point, right? Is one, it's in early access, so I know they'll be balancing down the road that will probably either make it easier or make it at least feel more fair. And two, like, that was my first time ever playing the game on stream. Like, doing stuff like that in Jupiter Hell on stream is never a good idea, like, when you first play it on stream like I do. But I always want my first impressions of games to be pure, right?
Yeah,
So,
same.
so if I struggle with a game when you first see me play it, that's because it's the first time you're seeing me play it. It's not because of, like, you know, I'm just trash at fucking video games. Sometimes I am, but in that particular case, not so much. But yeah, I mean, you've gotten a lot further into it than I have, Ray. So what does the game have to offer that I haven't seen?
Well, I believe I mentioned I've gotten to the fourth boss, which seems pretty final without spoiling anything. But I assume there's probably even more to come.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies. How many? I can't even remember how many enemies. But there's so many. There's something you can see in the stream up above. He's fighting these little octopus things that actually drain your battery every turn.
oh Jesus.
Like, they don't fight you, they just drain your battery every turn. So you kind of can't build anything until you kill all of them.
And that's definitely a pitfall, especially when some of those
Or
go down
or if
really
you
easy.
come into a round and you have a bunch of battery, and it's like, oh, well, they're gonna drain it all turn 1 or turn 3. So either you gotta spend it all now, or you're not gonna have any of it.
Well, that sounds fun. I'll make sure to
right?
remember that.
Like-
I'll make sure to remember that.
Look forward to that, Tim.
Yeah, I'll make sure to look forward to that.
Ooh, shite.
But
Yeah, it's also interesting how you can, like, tailor your mechs to, like, fit roles of, like, I generally tend to make a tanky mech that has a shield, because that really helps alleviate some the stress of having to sacrifice your mechs
yeah,
in
Oh,
certain instances. And if you get lucky enough with the parts, you can even get them to where it's like, oh, I've got this shield that counters half the damage an enemy deals to it, so I'm getting wailed on by a boss, and the boss is literally killing itself by getting countered with a shield.
nice. All right. What would you give the game, Ray? Like, I would say currently, I know I played an hour of it and that's it. But I would give it like at least a 6 because it's promising. Like, I was losing, but I was having fun. See, that's the important part. It doesn't matter if you lose or you win at a game, as long as you're enjoying the experience, and I certainly was.
That's something I always feel is very key about challenging games, especially like this, where it's like, when a player isn't succeeding or is losing, it should feel like they know why, and that they have control in that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's oftentimes in these games where it's like you realize after the fact, like, oh, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have moved that there, I should have moved that there first, and then did this, and then it's like, okay, now I know what I did wrong, and you get back a little better each time. and it's I mean, in this kind of strategy game, it shouldn't be too hard to balance things that way. But it also has a lot of potential going forward since it's just come out in early access. So
Hey.
I look forward to future content.
Yeah. So what do you give it? 7?
I think I'd give it a 7. It's pretty good so far. It looks great. It plays pretty good, and it's relatively simple. Like it's deceptively simple almost. Like it looks really complicated, but it's when you boil it all down, it is just a simple kind of strategy game.
But it involves
With
mechs,
twist.
which gives it a couple extra points.
Oh, of course, of course.
So you give it a 7, I imagine, right?
I'd give it a 7. Yep.
Okay. Alright. You only had 2 silver, right?
Actually, I did play something else where my internet was off.
Okay.
Techno Babylon. I did play an hour of that. Or should I say an hour and a half, according to Steam.
Techno Babylon?
And surprisingly, I actually do enjoy point-and-click adventure games. Believe it or not.
Is it
And this
one?
one
Is
is
it one word?
Techno Babylon. Yeah, one word. It's a
Oh,
cyberpunk,
there you go. I found it.
cyberpunk detective kind of
Your
game.
attention, please,
Well,
ladies and
the
gentlemen.
beginning of the game is very deceptive,
This may represent
but it
one
teaches you
of
how to
mankiind's
use the
greatest
trance
mysteries.
system with the character that you
The world,
start as.
the human
But then you
condition. Ladies and
jump to
gentlemen,
like these two
welcome to
detectives,
the future.
and it's where you end up like playing the whole detective role, which
It's not
I'm
every
rather
day
a fan
something
of,
like this
even if
happens.
it's more of me liking the
How
cyberpunk
is this
theme
possible?
than the detective part of the game. But
Oh,
I'm enjoying it so far,
what a mess.
and I like that it feels very serious too. There are some
You tried
small
to
funny moments
kill
too,
me.
but it's a very serious
You can't
kind of
be
game
serious.
to boot.
Hmm.
It deals with it deals with some transhumanism kind of stuff, as cyberpunk
Do you
games
think I
usually
did
do.
it?
What does it mean to be human? That kind of thing. But it's
I
from
have
what
had
I've played so
enough of
far.
being used.
There's someone that is finding certain people and
You are going to
basically
regret
killing
this.
them. But I don't know the reason why they're doing that yet. I haven't gotten to the point where you can figure out their pattern. But apparently they've already killed over 20-ish people.
Damn.
And I know this game is much older, but I've had it in my library for ages, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally give this a shot, just like I have Whisper of the Machine, which I haven't played.
Hey,
enough of
listen.
that.
If you're stuck without the internet, sometimes you need to try different shit.
Were the old laws?
Yep, and that's what I usually do.
This is
I
unnecessary.
play some games offline whenever
I don't see why
I'm able
anyone
to.
would choose the outside
And I
path.
will say I'm liking what I've seen so far. I'm liking what I've played so far.
It's a lot easier to
But I
understand
can't
than
really give it a rating, because obviously an hour and a half for a game like this isn't enough time to
No.
get into it. It's a slow burn, and besides there are puzzles, of course. So you need to figure out what to do with this and what to do with what where and stuff like that. Like I felt like an idiot in the beginning part of the game, where I couldn't figure out how to get out of the character's apartment. I felt like a fucking idiot until I finally figured it out, and I was like,
Oh. Hey, at least you listen. You could be a streamer and do that. Then you'd never live it down.
thank God, no one can tell me that you didn't do this, you didn't do that. It's like,
Yeah, it's the risk we take.
I'm like, I didn't even look it up. I just used the in-game dev commentary to actually give me a hint, even though it wasn't even a hint. It was just telling you about what they originally planned to do at the beginning of the game, but they said the original puzzle was too complicated, because you had to get like 3 pieces of metal instead of just the one to get a fucking fork to open a panel. But no, you've got to do some other shit before you can get that metal fork, because the chef panel, which deposits food in plastic trays, it doesn't recycle metal, because metal can be used to have people commit suicide. It literally has like a message saying that you can't craft anything with you can't recycle metal materials because of suicide rates.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so basically you had to hack. You basically download a malware file from your mail, use that to hack the chef, and then you had to go to the door panels AI, which turns out to be a security a knight, a knight, digital knight, and you had to have that destroy the chef. So then you could then use the metal trophy that was on the desk, use that, recycle that, get the fork from the chef thing, then use the fork to destroy the panel and open the door.
Damn.
That's literally what you have to do. But there's some other things, of course, that I'm gonna leave out in case other people want to play it, so they can figure that part out for themselves.
Okay, well you need to finish it so you can talk about it at the beginning of the month.
Oh yes, because I definitely intend on playing more. It has me intrigued.
All right, Abe. I'm gonna go through your questions one at a time in between everything, so I can answer some of these. What will finally break the internet? When Cardi B finally unleashes her dong upon the world. That will probably do it. Like, you know, when they finally find out that she doesn't just have a big ass and big tits, she also has a big giant wiener.
I think you'd be interested in this game.
And then when everybody loses their OnlyFans because OnlyFans is taking away pornography.
Yes.
And then Twitch finally breaks down and goes full on Pornhub.
That's hilarious.
That'll probably break the internet. Okay.
That is hilarious.
Next one on my list is okay. I'm gonna finish playing this one by the end of the month, but I am gonna talk about it now. Unbound Worlds Apart.
Ah, yes.
So this
definitely do keep playing this, Jim.
Yeah, so this is a platformer where you use portals to do different actions in different parts of the realm that you're in. You switch back and forth between realms using the portals to complete puzzle-style platforming as you try and find your way across the land to find different portals and gems to try and send demons back to where they belong. This game is fucking excellent. Excellent! And,
beautiful artwork.
And you know what? This game has no fucking promotion at all. Like, I've never heard anybody talk about this game. I've never, like, I follow the devs, so I've known about the game for a while. But, like, no one on the internet I've ever talked to even knows this game exists. Like, he obviously has, like, no fucking PR budget. Right? So, like, I am definitely going to play and promote the shit out of this game. Because it deserves it.
Oh yes, it does. Especially for that unique portal mechanic. I like that.
So, I will say that this game is currently sitting at a 9 out of 10 for me. Could go higher, could go lower.
Especially the artwork.
Yeah, beautiful. The artwork's beautiful. I love the mechanics of the portal and everything else. So, this is a to be continued review because I know the score is not going to go any lower, but if it ends up great, it could go higher.
Yeah, pretty much all the games I spoke about are definitely to be continued reviews, technically.
But, since I talked about this one first, that means there's a game that I think is better than this. And there is.
Oh.
And there is. And there is.
Oh.
Because it's Road 96.
Ah, yes.
Welcome to Petria.
Okay. This game
Expansive.
took my expectations and blew it out the fucking window. So,
Fuck yeah, John, favorite character.
Every time you travel, you'll discover
John is my
something
favorite character.
yeah. This is the perfect, like, mixture of very nice art style and, like, really cool storytelling in a way.
And maybe even a celebrity.
Jesus. Hey, that question threw me off. But it, like, mixes politics without making it the center of the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean you hated the news anchor? I think you're supposed to hate the news anchor.
Oh, yeah, what was her name again?
Yeah, she...
Forgot her name.
Let's dance party! Yeah, fucking terrible.
I was cringing the whole fucking time you did that. that
Yeah.
sequence with her, I was like, oh my god, Tim, please just get rid of her. Please.
But I have to say, most of the characters are very endearing in the game.
Yeah, what were those two dudes, Mitch and... Oh no, I can't remember the driver of the rider of the bike. I remember the Mitch dude who's dumb as a brick, but the other guy, I can't remember his name.
Well, they were both.
Zoom was cool.
They were both dumb as a brick. Let's be real.
Well, actually, the guy riding the bike, you could tell he definitely had more intelligence. The guy that he was
So
riding with.
So the cool part is you can meet all these characters in different situations, and you can have characters that are 18 years old, 14 years old, and everything else. And what I figured out is based on what age you are, the game treats you and treats situations completely differently.
I
So-
can't wait to try this game myself.
Yeah, so, like, I played as a 14-year-old in my second run when I won. But I'm saying, yeah, but if I would pick somebody older, it would make it completely different. Which gives this game an amount of replayability that is going to be fantastic to try.
Wow, over 148,000 routes. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of encounters to go through.
And you know what? This game is not in early access. This game is done. This game is complete. And I will say that it is a rare, super rare for me, 10 out of 10.
Ooh, nice.
People that know, like, I rarely ever give a 10 out of 10 to anything. But this game is fucking fantastic. Especially, like, for the value and the price. It is great. I mean, absolutely great.
Especially the start of the second one. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dodging those cars. Holy
Yeah.
shit. That was a tense part.
And then,
Come on, John, best character, come on.
and you know
wanna play
what?
with me?
Yes, the truck driver's an awesome character. But I will say this, right? Like, this is the type of game that makes me happy that I play indies. Because most people would never give this game the time of day. As a streamer. Like, you would see this and you'd be like, some indie garbage, and go back to playing your Call of Duty or your...
At least there's one streamer I know that has played it.
Who's that?
Gab Smolders.
Ah.
She's definitely played it. She's doing a playthrough, actually, as far as I know.
That's what I'm saying.
She's-
Okay, let's not say anybody, but most streamers that are worried about only getting views are not going to play this game, you know. You're not going to see Angry Joe playing Road 96.
And it's such a fucking shame. At least OJ and Alex might.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool to watch them do it. I'd love to see the reaction to it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I freaking hope they do.
I would love to see
Because-
the reaction to something like this.
Yeah, because at least they have like a misadventures kind of thing going where they actually do play a lot of indies,
Yeah.
which I am glad they are. Get some coverage.
Would I rather be covered in fur or covered in scales? I guess I'd rather be I'd rather be covered in fur, because at least then I'd be nice to pet.
I'd rather be covered in scales because at least whenever I hit someone, it would not hurt as much.
Okay.
Besides, dragons.
Okay,
Come
I'm gonna go through a couple of these questions. Would you rather the alien make first contact be robotic or organic? Organic, because then there's a way you could defeat them if they're not nice.
And also, they would, have some understanding, because, we're organic too.
What's something your brain tells you to tries to make you do, and you have the will to tell yourself not to do it? Sometimes it's just lay on the couch all day. You have to. Motivation is hard when your brain just tells you to fucking sit down and relax.
Yeah. Right.
If you could know one absolute total truth in one question, what question would you ask? What happens after you die? What quote or saying do people spout but is complete BS? Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, I've heard many people do that.
What problem or situation did TV's movies make you think it would be common when you grew up you found it wasn't? That families actually give a fuck about each other.
Yeah, family is everything, when in reality, it's fucking not.
You know.
Your own personal happiness is one thing that you should always think.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about some news real quick, some fucked up
Yeah.
shit. There's some fucked up shit to talk about. We are gonna go to the forbidden Twitter on this one, because I think this is a fantastic thing. Atari, the company that I grew up with, right?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we're gonna go here. Atari is now owned by Soldier Boy.
I bet you never thought you'd hear that shit.
Yeah, Soldier Boy, famous for Superman That Hoe. Yeah. He now owns my childhood. Yeah. So, that's terrible. But, oh yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about this real quick. Because OnlyFans is such a joke to people, right? And we're going to take a serious talk about this. I'm at least going to. Right? Because I'm not going to, CM Punk is trending right above that.
Dude, I even want...
No.
No, I watched on it.
They're talking about tomorrow.
Yes, Rampage.
Okay, see. OnlyFans is banning sexually explicit content starting in October.
And that is so fucking hypocritical.
Okay.
It is... I mean, did anyone ever see this coming? Considering they're the ones that actually,
The problem is they're giving the same reason that a lot of people do of why they ban content like this. Because they say that their partners and banks and payment providers have rules against sexually explicit content. So, I mean, unless you're going to completely do everything internally, you're going to have issues with this no matter what company you are.
Yeah.
But my question is this, right? They say that, okay, they don't, it says the platform will still allow creators to post nude photographs and videos, but not any sexually explicit conduct. What is the line for that? And how are they gonna, dictate what the line is? So I can still be butt-ass naked, but I can't be butt-ass naked and smile? I mean...
Or butt-ass naked and fap?
No, it says you can still do videos, right? It says right here, it says, the platform will still allow creators to post nude photos and videos, but not any sexually explicit conduct.
But isn't flashing your genitals sexually explicit content?
I'm wondering if they're going after fetishes.
Well, if it's those kind of people, then yeah, I kind of understand.
But I'm saying
just put that shit elsewhere, dude.
I mean, is that what they're going after though? You think? Are they gonna?
You don't know by that, but just looking at that article, we need more information.
Oh no, but I'm saying they haven't even released any more information. OnlyFans itself. I've been following this story all day, not for the lulz either, because I figured I was gonna end up having to talk about this at some point. Yes.
Okay. Well.
Flashing is different than actually screwing yourself. I guess maybe masturbation is what they're talking at. I mean, maybe you can show yourself nude, but you can't be masturbating.
Hey, if you're just flashing the goods and then whatever.
I mean, in most cases, that wouldn't really ban anybody that I know currently that does OnlyFans. Most of the people that I know that do OnlyFans, and I don't shame them. Beyond the jokes, I don't shame people to do it, because if you're hot enough to do it, and people want to pay you money to see you nude, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I feel like
metaphorically and literally speaking, if you so desire.
Most of the people that I know that do OnlyFans usually release do photo shoots nude, right? They do full on photo shoots nude, and they they give some to their regular subscribers, and then they have other ones that require tips to unlock. Right? So, if you
So
want
it's
the,
typical.
if you want this extra hot and spicy content, you're gonna have to tip me more to be able to see it.
Yeah, typical. What do you want to call it? Tiers. There you go. Just like
Yeah.
what Patreon does with their supporting.
Yeah,
Tiers.
like the
That kind of
platinum tier for 1,000 a month because I have too much money. But no, I mean I think it's pretty sad that it comes to this. Like, okay, yes, there's an argument to be made that OnlyFans makes it so people are more inclined to do sex work because it seems easy and an easy way to make money.
But there are other places that are actually tailored for that shit, like Pornhub
Yeah,
and a lot of other porn sites that
I-
I shall not mention.
I was saying I find OnlyFans and that type of sex work to at least be safer than being a prostitute.
That, yes, of course,
So
because you're doing it on your time. You're
So-
doing it in your, well, whatever, your safe space, whatever.
so like whatever obviously my past has a sense in this level. Like, I have a religious upbringing / past, and obviously I'm not a big fan of sex work. Period. I believe that that sex should be between two people that care about each other. But if you feel like allowing someone to see you naked for a fee is something
That's on
that's acceptable to you, and you're not causing harm to anyone or yourself in that matter,
Yeah.
I feel like it's
your
out of my hands because it goes to like my body, my choice, right?
Yeah.
But I also feel like this is the future anyway, and it takes away from actual prostitution, where women usually tend to put themselves in a more dangerous position and put themselves in a point where they can be raped or assaulted or anything
Yeah.
like that. So I
I'd say
feel
OnlyFans is more like a safer option.
yes, OnlyFans is a safer way for women to do sex work. Let's put it that way, right? I mean, if you don't like sex work, there's always an alternative called "Don't Go on OnlyFans."
Mm-hmm.
If you want to watch a streamer and you don't give a fuck about what she does other than that, great. Like, no one's forcing you to go to like ChatterBait or OnlyFans or anything else and follow these people. A relatively indiscriminate sexual activity in general with someone who is not a spouse or friend in exchange for immediate payment in money or other valuables. Hey, Dan!
Sup, Dan?
Dan showed up at a perfect time.
Sup, Dan?
Dan
Perfect timing.
Yeah, Dan shows up when we're talking about OnlyFans.
That timing is impeccable, my friend.
But, I do want to like I said, I do want to take this rather seriously. Like, people are comparing what OnlyFans is doing to what Tumblr is doing. We're looking at OnlyFans on the podcast. Yeah, we're going on the OnlyFans, so we're just gonna sign up for everybody that we know.
No, Dan. No, that's not what we're doing.
We're gonna sign up for every actual creator that we know who's on OnlyFans. Silver, give me your credit card number. We're going in.
God trust or ten khan more.
Hey, obviously I don't have any money, so that ain't gonna be me. Sorry.
No, neither do I.
But no, like I said, I feel like beyond the obligations of like the objections of people that sex workers are wrong or fucking. If you take those people out of the equation, let's just all admit that sexual work is fine if they're okay with it.
Yes, so long as there is consent.
There is a big difference between OnlyFans and people being abducted and put into like sex workers or made to be sex slaves.
Yes.
Okay.
Big fucking difference.
Prostitution is not always sleeping with someone, by the way. True.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could work at a strip club, but that's not prostitution. That's just being a sex worker. And I have no problem with any of it.
Or
right?
a stripper.
I don't really prefer prostitutes. Like, okay, let's clarify, Ava. I don't prefer prostitutes that go out and seduce men to sleep with them for money, because then they end up getting assaulted and raped and like murdered and stuff like that. You know, look at it this way: marriage can be considered prostitution. True, it can. If you're with somebody for money and not for love, then yeah, it could be considered prostitution. I have thoughts on this. You're more than welcome to share them. I don't care.
Speak your mind, Dan.
Yeah,
as usual.
I have no problem with anyone's thoughts on this, because I know everyone's gonna have a different opinion. Like people that are religious are gonna say that it's wrong and it shouldn't be there. Me, as someone who's formally religious, but more puts my perspective in a like I'm
see what I mean, Dan. That's what I was thinking.
I'm less faith-based and more like morality-based at this point in my life. Branded themselves as a nudie porn site in order to gain popularity that they have now. Now they want investors who are reluctant to find a porn site. Also, Apple won't list them on their store because it's a porn site.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, unfortunately, it'll be just like Tumblr in a way, because everybody left Tumblr when they took away the ability for people to post nudes. So, I mean, like, you can't build yourself on something, be like, fuck it, we want investors, and then, like, expect people to stick around. I mean, it's all going to be based on what they consider sexually explicit conduct. Because some people, like you said before you showed up, Dan, some people just post, like, nude photo shoots on OnlyFans. And if that's the case... And if that's the case,
but it's not sexually explicit.
Yeah, if that's the case, then they're fine.
Yeah, that's just explicit content.
It's the people that want to crank it up and like make like hardcore porn and put it on their OnlyFans that are in trouble.
Yeah, hardcore fetishes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be talking about this, but Soldier Boy buying Atari is way too depressing. I mean, like he literally he bought my childhood, but thankfully Atari hasn't been relevant for fucking years. Imagine if one of the women streamers advertised her OnlyFans page. What would the first thing you would think of her OnlyFans page was about, right? You would think that it's about her being nude or doing porn stuff. Yeah, I agree. But the thing is that sometimes the line's blurred with Patreon too, because some people use their Patreon to do the same type of shit. It's just that, like, when you think of Patreon, you don't know whether they're doing sex work or you're supporting the content they're currently making. Yep. Until you go there. Like, you see the tiers, and it's like, you know, see my titties for tier 2. You know, obviously you know what you're getting yourself into. But, like, OnlyFans has such a fucking, like, almost like a joke around it. You know. No, Patreon didn't. Exactly. But I'm saying Patreon, you can get away with it to a certain point because people don't automatically assume things. With OnlyFans, like you said, their whole entire branding is just like, hey, join this person's OnlyFans so you can see them naked or fucking fingering themselves. You know, that's pretty much what it is. So, I don't know. Like, we'll see when October comes how they handle it, but... Like they said that in the next few days they're gonna mention more about the details about it, and I think that's gonna be like the big turning point of it is how they handle, you know, how they handle their line of explicit conduct. You know, where that line is gonna be the big difference between a lot of people if they stay or if they go. We ought to be perfectly honest there. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the games that we're looking forward to for the rest of the month. There's not 30, there's not 20, don't worry, this is why we're breaking this shit up, because now there won't be 35 fucking games at the end of the stream when we talk about what we're looking forward to. We're going to be talking about, 10 to 12 for the most part. Do you have any, Silver?
No.
Silver has 0.
No. I know I was meant to look.
What game is that, Dan? Is that the game that you pre-ordered like months ago?
Humankind.
Yeah, Humankind.
Speaking of 12.
Oh, 12 minutes?
Oh yeah, 12 minutes, huh?
Yeah, 12 minutes is the first game on my list, no lie. Look.
12 minutes. 12 minutes.
Hopefully,
Damn,
they,
for
hopefully
these
can they
5
see it in
last.
the camera? Yep, they can. Ha! 12 minutes
Just-
is the first one on the list.
Please do, Dan.
Well, you're almost
Well,
done with 12 minutes? That's awesome.
Speak about either game, dude. Yes, join us. Come into the VC. Come on.
Yep,
It's
hop on.
better to, you know.
Here we
vote-
go.
vote.
I'll even put the trailer up for you. Right now. Go ahead. Come on in.
Now, do it now.
I haven't played it yet, so you're more than welcome to talk about it. It's free on Game Pass, but I've been swamped. I don't have any time to play anything really at the moment.
Yeah, come on in. The fire has been set. But anyway,
All right, are we talking about Humankind or are we talking about 12 minutes?
Humankind.
Humankind. Humankind's cool. It's Civ-like, as you probably already know. It's difficult. It starts off very difficult, especially if you're trying to go non-military and you're trying to be like an intellectual or something like that, or a research-based. Very difficult because you will get mobbed by fucking AI. I mean, I'm just playing with the AI right now. AI will fucking just come just destroy you. Somehow, they get way better units than you do right away, and they'll just come mob your units, and you got like 2 against their 4 chariots, and you're like, fuck, dude, I've got little guys in fucking loincloths, and you're coming at me with chariots and spears.
Well,
So that part's a little bit difficult. So there's that hurdle to overcome, but it's fun. Otherwise, it's very Civ-like. It's 4X, It's a fun game. I'm in the 3rd era, which I think is the classical era. That's as far as I've gotten. I put about 6 hours into the game so far. I'm enjoying it. It needs a better tutorial. Like, it needs to kind of guide you through better. And that's about it. I mean, it's a fun game. Not worth $60 in my opinion, but that's just, nothing's really worth $60. So.
Nothing's really worth 60.
I was gonna say, what's worth $60 nowadays? Not a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the okay, here I got 2 questions for you then. Compared to Civ, how is it?
Oh well, Civ is a way more refined game in my opinion.
Okay, so it's better in your opinion? Because I own Civ 5 and Civ 6.
Okay, so Civ 5 is far more refined. And it's more mature. It's got tons of DLC already. So you've got hundreds and hundreds of hours of Civ 5 to play right now. This game just came out. It doesn't have DLC yet. It has, there's still I'm sure there's balancing issues they're going to work out as they go. Because they had the betas and all that, and the betas were fun. The betas were extremely difficult, like the difficulty levels I was talking about, even harder in the beta, and that. So it's a little bit easier now. Still doesn't really walk you through the game enough, I don't think. And granted, I've played this kind of game before, so maybe it just didn't walk me through every little nuance.
Yeah.
But I think it should give you a little more guidance with the military. Like you need military. Like that's the first thing you should start working on in the game is to fucking protect your goddamn society.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Civ-like.
But
What a
it's
concept,
definitely,
wow.
yeah, it's very Civ-like. I mean, it's got different elements, but it's basically Civ. I mean, with a different engine, a different way of doing things, but it is basically Civ.
All right. So you have a grade for it? I mean, you don't have to.
I mean, a grade. I mean, so far, like I said, I've only put about 6 hours in. That's 3 campaigns because I played the first campaign, just got stomped by the AI. Gonna play on hard, and I'm like, fuck, this is really difficult on hard. Like, so I dropped it down to like normal, got stomped again, and maybe you're supposed to get stomped. Maybe it's like they're just trying to show you, look, you need to build up your stuff. And then my third playthrough, I'm a little bit more. I'm better now because I know I needed troops. I needed to have armies ready to go in case I get invaded by anybody. I'm ready to go in case someone starts a war with me. I'm ready to defend myself against them, or just go in there and try and kill them, which I've not been successful at yet.
Okay. All right, that's fair. So, okay, 12 minutes. I was going to talk about it as something I was going to play. I know it came out today and it's on Game Pass and everything, but obviously you've already...
and I'll tell you my thoughts on it.
Okay, go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Oh, you want to hear my thoughts? Okay, so I've played. I mean, it's a very short game. I'm almost done with it. I'll be. I mean, if I didn't see the podcast had started, I would have finished in the next 45 minutes.
Okay.
So, for $25, I got this game like 3 hours ago. And for $25, I would not pay $25 for a game that only took me 3-4 hours to finish. Now, here's the thing. I am using a walkthrough, so because this game would frustrate the shit out of you if you didn't. If you're gonna sit here and try and figure out every scenario, there's 11 scenarios. And if you're going to try and figure those scenarios out by yourself, it could take you 20 hours, 25, 30 hours, but you're going to be bored as fuck. And you probably never finish it because you're just going to be doing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Making little changes.
Yeah, and it's even little changes. You could just end up doing the same thing and not finding the path, right? You aren't taking the right path to get the scenario finished. So you're just doing the same thing over and over and not even knowing. There's no indication that you've actually succeeded with something other than some questions might change as you go forward. And without you kind of understanding that it changed and following that new path, you could have a really difficult time with it. So I played it without a walkthrough for probably the first hour and a half, and then I pulled up a walkthrough to kind of guide me through it because it got too frustrating to do the same thing over and over and not make any progress.
Yeah, I've read that in a lot of reviews of the game. Because this game is very polarizing in that regard. Like, some people really liked it and some people didn't. I feel like a lot of people put like way too much faith in this game because they attach names like James McAvoy and Daisy Ridley and Willem Dafoe.
I'll tell you, William Dafoe is the reason I bought the game.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like they tied stuff like that, and then people think it's going to be like some type of masterpiece.
And full disclaimer, I didn't buy the game. I got it on Game Pass.
Okay, yes, that's what I was going to say. If I was going to play it, it would be through Game Pass anyway.
So I didn't buy the game. I got it on Game Pass.
But you did buy Humankind, so that's probably why he's a little...
I did buy Humankind at full price 6 months ago. Because I thought it was coming out that weekend.
Yeah. and he got
it was like, I thought the beta was like, it was like beta and then release, and I was like, oh, the beta is just for like, it's like a pre-beta for, it's right before release. They're going to release next week. And I bought it, and I was like, oh, wait, it doesn't come out until August. But I got to play 3 betas, and, it was okay, but... the betas weren't that fun. They were very limited.
Wait a second. If I remember, yeah, Humankind is Game Pass, yeah.
Oh shit, Dan.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know it was on Game Pass until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of games do that though. Like look they took all the pre-orders for what is it? The Left 4 Dead clone that's coming out, Back 4 Blood. And then like a month later they're like, well, it's gonna be on Game Pass Day 1. I'm like, oh, okay.
To be honest, to be fair, I didn't pre-order it. I pre-ordered it because I thought it was being released.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I pre-ordered it just so I could play in the final beta, which I thought was like 3 days before it got. I thought it was an early release, is what I thought I was purchasing, but I was mistaken and bought it.
Didn't you do the same thing for Tropico 6 as well?
No, I think I pre-ordered Tropico 6 just because I liked the Tropico series.
Oh, I love Tropico.
And then Tropico 6 wasn't that great. It was just more Tropico 5 is all it was. So.
I think I've only played 3, 4, and 5. I have 3, 4.
That means
5 was good. It was really good. And then Tropico 6 was just basically more of the same.
Yeah, which unfortunately you have to switch it up at some point, or you're gonna turn into Call of Duty where what? Which one? It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, if you remember when Tropico 6 came out or was being developed, the CEO of I don't know who the company is that made it. Whoever the CEO of that company is backed off and said this game is not fun. We're not releasing it until it's fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember that. He was like, it was almost ready to release, and he was just like, he pulled the development schedule back and said, no, this game. He's like, I played through it over a weekend and I didn't have fun playing it. So.
Well, I think that was right after the beta, right? Like after they did a beta and then they pulled it and then it took like an extra 7 or 6 months to come out.
Yeah, but it was like the CEO came out and said, "Look,
well,
we're not going to release the game like this. It's not fun to play."
Well, I'm glad that companies make that type of choice.
Yeah,
though.
I was amazed that a company actually did that, and so I gave them a little props for that.
I mean, imagine if the CEO of Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance did that.
I'm so glad I didn't pay for that too.
Dude, that game's
rare occurrence.
That game is still broken, Silver. Oh my god, that game's like 8 patches in and still fucking broke.
Oh, everybody's forgotten about that game.
I mean, do you want me to tell you what to do?
Outriders is 12 patches in still broken.
Just get an emulator and download a fucking PS2 version of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance and Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. There you fucking go.
Yeah.
Just play those 2 games. They're
have
way
more fun.
better. Yes.
But alright.
And you can play them local co-op too.
Well, I guess that takes 12 minutes off my list. There you go.
Oh, you can tell your opinion about it. What you
No,
think.
it wasn't something I played. It's what I'm looking forward to the rest
Yeah.
of the month. Because I was starting with today.
Played it, so.
Yeah, look at Dan. He's on this shit, man.
Yeah, man.
Dan beat me to a game by like a lot.
Indie game at that.
Yeah, I know,
We
right?
need to do rapid fire reviews, man.
Yeah.
Right?
30-second reviews. He can put it on his fucking Instagram and be like,
No
this-
sponsored bullcrap.
He'll be like the Gordon Ramsay of video games. He'll be like, it is shit.
Hey, isn't that me?
Game gave me cancer.
Holy shit.
We miss you, TB.
Yeah.
Alright.
Man.
Alright, so I'm going to finish up the list of games I'm looking forward to, and that'll be the end of this. But thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. And like I said, guys, if any of you like play anything over the course of a month, the mid-month podcast is going to be for people to hop in and tell me what they played. If they played something that I haven't, taken a look at. So this is the kind of stuff I want. Ray hopped in when I talked about something he wanted to play. Dan hopped in. You can do that. As long as you play something, you're more than welcome to. It's open. It's pretty much open discussion for the mid-month podcast from now going forward. All right. All right. So I got a couple games that Silver's actually gonna like on my list, and we're gonna go through these fairly quick. But I'm gonna actually give you a reason why you should probably check them out. Because making it so the list is smaller gives me time to actually talk about the games a little more than just be like, alright, I'm gonna hurry up. Here's a game. Here's a game. Here's a game. Alright.
Here's a game.
So first one we're gonna look at is called Never Return. So it is a 3D action roguelike game. And it seems very almost Diablo-esque.
You have my attention.
Very, very speedy combat.
Good. In an isometric game like that, I do like combat that feels, it feels fast, but also hits hard too. So good.
What part-truths do you prefer to ignore? Oh, what's wrong with my sound? What's wrong with my sound, Ava? Is it because the game's too loud, or you keep cutting out? What? What do you mean I keep cutting out? I'm on Discord, on OBS. It still has me perfect.
Huh? Weird.
It might be the sound mixing because of how loud the trailer was.
Yeah. Sounds fine to me too.
I don't know. But this is very like you can definitely tell it was made by a foreign developer, like Gunfire Reborn. But I have a faith that this might actually be a really cool game. So
I've been noticing a lot of there've been a lot of Chinese RPGs in particular that have come out over the last year or two.
yeah, and I try and make sure that all the ones that I do are available at least in English for interface and subtitles. Like this one, the audio is Japan.
There is one game that I have played, but I need to play more of it before I can speak about it. So I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay. This one I have been waiting for since January.
Oh, that long ago, huh?
If I can spell it correctly, because I think I wrote it down wrong. Whatever. That's fine. This is what happens when you write things down and you're half awake. Arietta of Spirits.
Ah, yes.
It's finally coming out. Yes, I did, Dan. Road 96 got a rare 10 out of 10 from me.
John, best character, truck driver. Sorry, not sorry.
I really loved. Yeah, I loved it, Dan. I really loved Road 96.
Yeah.
I imagine you, Matt. Maybe you did not. Why? What's that? What's wrong, Dan? You didn't like it?
Or maybe he wanted to actually. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'll talk to you. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. That's fine. But yeah, this looks really cool. This has like a old school action RPG vibe. I've been waiting for this game for a long time. It got delayed like 5 times, and it's finally done.
bugging out.
And I love games that give me like that Secret of Mana / Zelda vibe. And yeah, this definitely does.
Yeah, honestly, I'm starting to like those games too, because there's one on the Switch that I played recently. I should have fucking spoke about that like a month ago, but totally fucking slipped my mind. I apologize.
Oh yeah, and you know how we used to do like the show after the show? Well, I'm going to be doing that about 45 minutes to an hour after we end here. So if you guys want to follow up with anything, you can, because I'm going to be practicing Madden because my league starts tomorrow. So if you got anything you want to talk about, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay, hey Gregory. My son busted. He's like, I've got ya.
Excuse me.
Here, you want to take this
Dun,
one?
dun,
You,
dun.
you can't eat more vitamins. You already had your vitamin today.
Game over. Game over. But in the nicest way possible, because me and Tim know what that means.
He has gummy bear vitamins. So.
Ah.
All right. So next game is Half Dead 3.
Ah, yes, I've got Half Dead 2, but you know, no one to play with. Sad face.
Well, maybe if this game will get somebody's attention, and you'll only have someone to play the other games with as well.
Yeah, because I wonder how we would play this game, because I know we can like deceive each other and get each other killed.
That means we get nothing done because we just kill each other.
Yeah, and basically it's a game of cooperation, but also, you know, you gotta sacrifice somebody in every War 2, am I right?
Oh, so basically Murmich would die a lot.
Yeah, same here, right? I've seen Mark and Bob and Wade and Jack even play this.
Press X to throw boot. Press X to throw boot. Who throws a shoe?
Honestly.
Yeah, who throws a shoe? But yeah,
Oh, wow. You can even disrupt... Wow. Okay, that's a new mechanic, because I'm pretty sure that you can do that in 2 and 1. Use your shoe to basically bust down locked doors.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I thought this would be a cool thing for us to try together if the price is right.
Death Trap Dungeon. But with no weapons and no enemies. Well,
Uh,
actually, no, there are enemies.
How would I explain the idea of justice to an alien? Show them Judge Dredd. Because you know
I
what?
am the law!
Yeah, I was gonna say, you are able. I am the law. Okay. All right. This is one that I have key for already, so this is going to be interesting. Me and Jess are gonna play it together. Yeah, Ava, you're gonna love to watch me and Jess play this one. This is
Flame to the finish.
yeah, fling to the finish.
It's very wacky.
Yes, me and Jess are gonna play this together.
Oh my word. Share a control. Oh no. No.
I've already got code for it.
Oh god. Sharing a controller. Oh my word. No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I guess me and my father would have to use our left. I'd have to use my left hand. You have to use the right. Or
Yeah, no, that makes me feel sick. Half Dead 2 and 3 bundle is less than $6? Well, fuck, I'll buy it then. Maybe. Depending on how today and tomorrow goes. But yeah, that looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? And I'm gonna have a code to give away, so what do you lucky people can race me in online mode?
it's a bundle of 1 and 2. Yeah, I have 2 already. I'd probably say, yeah, get 2. Don't get 2 instead of 1. Because 2 has a few more mechanics than the first game. First game is very simple. You probably want to get 2 instead.
But aren't you guys excited? Don't you want to see Silver play this? Well, we'll put Silver and Murmich on a team.
But how are we supposed to be able to do that? We're not in the same house.
You can do it online.
Oh, fuck. No. 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 Just because me and Murmich can cooperate. Unlike you and Murmich, Tim. No offense.
No, me and Jess are gonna be on a team, and it would be against you and Murmich. Or Murmich and Ray, and watch, like, Ray want to murder him. That'd be great.
Murmich is... Ray is too cool-minded for that. Although... Yeah, we haven't seen any bouts of anger. Or frustration, yes. Anger, no. Not from Ray.
Another game that I got a key request in for, that I actually talked to Deb personally. Oh yeah, Tim,
See?
guess what Murmich brought up? What, the Catboy thing? Don't worry, we're gonna do it.
See? Ray doesn't get mad. Told you.
I know. Aliens Fireteam Elite. Yes, he brought up the Catboy thing. I know. Like I said, I'm just really worried about some IRL stuff right now. Once I get all that set up, I promise I'll get back to everything that I need to do.
Oh, okay, Ray. Yeah, I saw that coming.
But yes.
I don't get mad. I get even.
So thankfully, the dev posted something about this. I know Silver commented on it saying you shouldn't have to say it, but the game's gonna have 0 microtransactions, and for $40 you get continuous content through seasonal updates, and it's basically going to be a complete package for $40. So for me, I'm like, all right, you know what I mean?
It's just kind of weird that it's only 3-player. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Just saying.
It seems to be the new trend though, because Outriders was 3-player. Rainbow Six Quarantine is 3-player. This is 3-player.
It's still kind of a dumb way to do the co-op thing. But hey, whatever. Yeah, probably easier for balance, but I prefer even numbers. Odd numbers annoy me. I know, it's just a personal.
What completely baseless conspiracy would you like to start? That Silver actually gets all the poon.
Well, even if I did get some poon, I wouldn't be blabbing about it. I'm a very private person.
He drowns in it. He's drowning in poon. You don't understand.
I'm such a private person. I don't have photos online of me. Except for the ones that I have actually been willing to post.
It also leaves the possibility of making an uneven PvP game in the future. Yeah. Alright, King's Bounty 2. We saw this during the beginning of the month, but I do want to bring it up again. I think this is going to be a really cool turn-based RPG game. If you're into that type of stuff, check it out. I can't wait for Age of Empires 4 to get fully...
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're into this type of game, check it out. You know, I'm not gonna waste your time. I already talked about it once. You know?
I actually own most of the first King's Bounty games on GOG, and I didn't realize that I do.
Well, there you go. Let's see. Last Light. This one's a little bit of a Silver title.
Okay, so it reminds me of a Doom mod, despite this not being have anything to do with that Doom mod in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, okay. I like the whole black and white. Okay. And you know me, horror games.
Yeah, you can actually hide and.
Oh god. Great, it reminds me of the Coma.
Yeah, that's why I figured you like it.
Hide and seek. I hate being chased. It gives me a sense of anxiety. Yes, Dan, there is a Doom mod for the original Doom using the GZ Doom source engine called Last Light.
So yeah, this is for Nintendo Switch and Steam. I think it's gonna be really cool. It's another one that's only subtitled in English though, so take that with a grain of salt. Let's catch up on her questions. Let's see.
Can't believe I missed that.
Why do people like to watch scary movies or make them sad? Scary movies would probably be for an adrenaline rush. Make them sad, probably to make them enjoy their lives more. Yeah, I like Dan's answer to that one. What would your utopia look like? Where people didn't argue about dumb shit. I really get sick and tired of that. So if heaven's like that, I'd like to go there real quick. How do you think genetic engineering will change the world in the future? I'll finally have 5G, but I won't need a phone. Fucking, that's what everyone like. If you get the vaccine, it's gonna give you 5G. Fucking. What's the weirdest internet rabbit hole you've been down? VJoso. VTubers, but finding out that 3/4 of them are, yeah, exactly, Dan, exactly. But you know, I need to wait for the 5G to kick in. I find out that VJoso is actually 3/4 full of people that are disabled, and that's why they use VTuber avatars. You know, a lot of them have either genetic diseases or disabilities that make them have to do that. So,
Well,
you know,
at least they have a way to.
so I have a lot of respect for VTubers now because, you know,
Yeah.
anybody who deals with that type of stuff, like, I bring up Iron Mouse all the time. She literally lives in her fucking bed because she has a genetic disorder that makes it so she's literally bedridden her whole entire life, and she still brings happiness to people in the thousands every day of her life. So
Good on her.
yeah, so
And if anyone thinks of them as like a monster or anything or a freak, fuck you.
well, she did I have a genetic correlate. I'm ugly as fuck. Well,
No,
you
you're
can,
not, Dan. You are a fucking handsome devil.
ooh, look at
Yes,
that.
you are, sir.
Silver's getting ready to smash. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
They say, a gentleman can't praise another gentleman's good looks. How
All right.
dare you?
This is the one that I'm gonna make Silver play. This is Myst. A upgrade / VR version of Myst.
You're gonna make me play a fucking VR puzzle game?
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
Dude, this shit's gonna frustrate me. Just watch. Just fucking watch.
Yeah, Ray says he'll help you.
You walk me through it. Oh, ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
Silver has VR. Yeah, Silver has
You didn't
VR.
know I have an Oculus Rift S. You didn't know? Dude, I bring up
Listen,
VR games so often.
Silver,
Oh, it's you're never
Silver,
Myst.
I am not good at fucking puzzle games. I love Myst. I love Myst.
Well, we'll see when it comes out. We'll see. I already have a VR game to review anyway.
It's coming out the
Stones of
26th. 26th, man.
And that comes out. Well, Stones of Hornath actually came out today.
All right. Let's see. Oh, here's the other one for Silver. And Silver, I swear to God, if I get code, I'm giving it to you. What would be the most advantages of colonizing a different planet? Then everybody who dislikes each other could live on different places and they could shut the fuck up. That's the. I'm sorry. I'm staying on that topic, but literally division in this country and in this world is fucking annoying. Okay, Tormented Souls. This is a game inspired by the original Resident Evil and the Alone in the Dark series.
Alone in the dark. Sorry, every time I play Alone in the Dark 4, that's what I remember hearing.
But there you go. Check this out, Silver. Tell me if it's something you'd like to play.
Please, miss. You have to
Very
help me
gritty
get out
looking.
here.
I assume it's gonna. Oh yeah, right. In September, I do actually have a game to review in September. I will bring it up. But you know, I will bring it up after we're done.
I think this would be perfect for you, Silver.
Yeah, the design of the location definitely reminds me of remake one.
I won't let anything bad happen to you.
Very like very gritty looking, very abandoned too. Ugh. Very musty.
I like the enemy design.
Yeah. Ooh, good grief.
What the hell is going on here?
Using that trap. Nice. Oh, yeah, I still need to finish Everdale. I have too many fucking games to finish.
Atrocities.
I've got to stop doing that. I've got to stop playing games and then not finishing them. Fuck's sake, it's an extremely bad habit for me.
You know what's funny, Ava? I don't even like scary games, and I think I'd play this.
Well, you played White Day. Props for that. It's a shame you'll probably never play it on very hard difficulty.
You want me to take 8 years to finish it?
Dude, it only took me like 2 or 3 hours to do it. Actually, I have not finished on the hardest difficulty. I have done it on hard though. And it took me, what, 2 hours?
Why are humans so driven to find answers? I find that to be because we're always curious.
Part of human nature.
Nice, Dan. Give him the Wolverine plotline. How does your body and mind react to stress? Terribly. I have anxiety. That was enough said. Okay. So we got 3 more. I've talked about this one, but now it's got a definitive release date. So, Book of Travels, which is a tiny multiplayer online RPG.
We are the new searchers.
We may not always see.
This comes out August 30th, and this is really intriguing to me. I may actually play this.
Bound by shared moments of wonder. We lend each
Book
other
of Travels. Oh yeah, that game.
Yes.
A tiny MMORPG. What a nice name for a genre.
We are never truly alone.
I'm very interested to see how this is gonna work. This is not something I would buy like day one, but I'd love to see some gameplay of it, and then
Yeah. For
because
sure.
it seems very interesting.
Mhm.
We are the
I won't
new
dispute that.
searchers.
Definitely has its
Dream. Then
uniqueness about it. Especially for the gold. Just basically travel, but also you encounter more than just the occasional sight. or travel.
Yeah, because originally it was supposed to be out on the 9th, but they pushed it back to the 30th. Whatever.
Ah,
So you know what? I'd rather have them push it back than have it be bad. you know. Okay. I already have a code for this one, which is amazing. The Big Con. I actually got a code.
Big con. Didn't we? Oh yeah. We also spoke about this during the last podcast.
Yeah, and I actually got code for it. I'm so happy.
Nice.
It's so 90s. Me and Dan will love it.
Hey, he was born in the 90s too.
Yeah, but we lived through the 90s.
So did I. I was born in the early 90s, so was Ray. No, but yeah, I know what you mean. Just joshing you.
That's fine.
And schemes her way towards saving the family video store. Brought to you by
Yeah.
Mighty Yell and Skybound.
Yeah, I saw this on the Xbox Indie showcase as well. But it is not on Game Pass. I made sure to check before I requested code for it.
Okay. Coming this summer to a personal computer and Xbox near you.
I would be good at this. I actually hustled my way through the 90s. See, there you go. All we need is like Jay and Silent Bob to like show up throughout the whole entire game. All right, and the last game on my list is something new that I just discovered that's coming out called Song of Iron.
Song of Iron. Ah. Side scroll.
Yes, I did hear that Clerks 3 is coming. I saw that it's actually filming, yeah.
Okay, Ava, I want you to send me a list in order of the films that that has the what's the title? The timeline of the Clerks movies or whatever to watch in order. Because the only ones that I have ever watched was Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. That's
So
the only one I ever watched.
I think it goes Clerks, Mallrats,
Yes,
Saving Amy, then Clerks 2, then shit, I don't know. Yeah. I could also send Jay a message for you guys. Yeah, tell him who smokes the blunts, we smoke the blunts. I know that he streams on Twitch. I've actually watched a few of his streams. He plays Fortnite a lot. But yeah, this seems like a very cool side-scrolling, like, Viking-esque adventure. So, I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on this one.
For Valhalla.
Yes. Like I said, it seems really cool because it seems like very brutal combat mixed with different elemental powers that you can get throughout the gameplay. So, other than that, I won't know too much till it comes out, but it looks very cool. So, we'll see. But yeah, with that said, thank you guys so much for hanging out for this little experiment of mine that will hopefully build into a actual full podcast for mid-month. I really appreciate you taking your time to be here. I am going to be taking off until about 10 o'clock, so about 50 minutes or so. Then I will be back and I will be streaming Madden and taking any questions that you guys have about anything or games you want to recommend or anything else. That's when we can do that, because Madden doesn't require my attention all the time. It's actually a really good game to interact with everybody with, because, you know, as long as I'm not doing a play, I can read the stream. Also, I will have a donation goal up, because if you don't know, and you have access to Mod Chat, you'll know why. But, yeah, just read that if you want. Like I said, whenever you see a donation goal, feel free to disregard it if you don't want to acknowledge it. It doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt you, I promise. So don't just not show up to the stream because it's there. And like any other time, I'm not going to bring it up every 5 seconds and jam it in your face, I promise. Okay? I'm just going to do it because I have to try. And, yeah, thank you guys so much again, though. And, yeah, it doesn't bite, we swear. Exactly. But like I said, at the first week of the month, we're going to be having the full, longer podcast. But when it comes to games that are coming out, it's going to be 1st to 15th. When we do the mid-month podcast, there'll be games coming out. I got to show up again? Yes, you got to show up again in like 45 minutes. Good luck. Thanks, Mod. No, and mid-month podcast we'll do to the end. So during the first podcast of the month, you won't have to hear me do 35 games either. I feel like it's a better balance for everything. And when we have everybody here, we can find more topics and answer more questions and take on more discussions because we won't be so rushed time-wise. But yeah, thank you for doing this with me, Silver. Thank you to Ray and Dan for stepping in and saying what they had to say and giving their input. Like I said, if you play anything and you see them doing the mid-month podcast, come in, tell me your thoughts on the game you played, tell me a score, let me know if you liked it, and share it with the community. But until I see you guys a little bit later tonight, thank you again, and have a good one.
Strong out.
What he said.